Welcome back. We shall now go over the questions for day 8, the water cycle. Answer questions number 1 through 8. Number 1, transpiration is the process in which water moves from the leaves of plants and becomes water vapor. Which step in the water cycle is this process part of? Well, I know that we just read about that. We said that transpiration is part of the evaporation process because they're both returning water vapor into the air. And so I think you can answer that question. Let's go. The first one, A is precipitation, B is runoff, C is evaporation, and D is condensation. Number 2, what energy drives the water cycle? All right, darlings, in my room, there's a big picture of the word evaporation, and right beside it, it has a great big thing that shines. And you know that on your cheat sheet, you have to write evaporation, which is the first part of the water cycle, and you have to draw that picture right beside it to remind you of what starts off the whole thing. Is it air that starts the water cycle, gravity, the sun, or the rotation of the earth? I know that you know. Let's move on. Number 2, Jeff wanted to measure how much rainfall occurred in 1 week in the summer, so he placed a bucket outside to catch the rainfall. It rained on Monday, but Jeff did not check the bucket until Wednesday. He didn't see any water in the bucket. What happened to the water? What could have happened to it? Oh, I know what you're saying. I know. Jeff just doesn't know his 5th grade science like he should. If it's a mystery to him, because everyone in my classes knows that the water disappeared because of which process was responsible for the disappearance of the mysterious water? Is it condensation that made the water disappear? Is it evaporation? Is it precipitation or transpiration? I know you know this. It's not a mystery to you. All right, number 4. Which step of the water cycle is described correctly? So we just have to see if each of these choices, which one is correct. Condensation occurs when water vapor turns into a liquid. Cool condensation cloud. Does water vapor in the air cool down and form liquid clouds? Number 2, evaporation occurs when water vapor turns to liquid. Wait a minute. I thought the shiny sun shines down on liquid water and turns it into a gas. C, precipitation occurs when water flows across the land. No, isn't that runoff? All right, D, runoff occurs when water falls from the sky. Y'all, when water falls from the sky, what is that called? All right, so there's only one that's correct, and I know you can figure it out. Number 5, plants produce about 10% of the moisture found in the atmosphere. That's a good bit. During which phase of the water cycle do plants release the water? A, condensation, B, evaporation, C, precipitation, or D, transpiration? Which one you draw a plant beside on your cheat sheet? All right, let's move on. Lake Gaston experiences a drop in its water level each summer because of the long hot days. Which phase of the water cycle phases are most likely responsible for the drop in the water level? What will make the water go down? Why would the water disappear? It'd have to be evaporation, right? So whatever this is, it has to have evaporation. Wait a minute, evaporation. If the water's going down, wouldn't it increase evaporation, right? So we've got to look for increased evaporation. Okay, there's literally only one that says increased evaporation. So it says increased evaporation, decreased precipitation. So if it's decreased precipitation, doesn't that mean less rain? So if you don't get rain plus the water evaporates, would that make the water level go down? All right, I think you know the answer. All right, number 7. The picture shows the processes in the water cycle. What do the processes labeled 1 and 2 depict? All right, I see water, I think like swirling up into the clouds. So I think because it's liquid water that's going up, that would be, I see the sun there too. You know it, right? Yeah. All right, and when this is water falling back down, So what does it have to be? This one's water going up, evaporation. This one's water going up. This one says runoff, and this one says precipitation. Does two look more like runoff or precipitation? All right, I know you got that one. All right, number 8. Based on the water cycle process shown in the diagram, what is represented by D? D, I think C would be precipitation. A would be evaporation. B would be cool condensation cloud. So even though you can't really tell that much, or maybe there's that black stuff is showing you the water running off. So it's not condensation because that's condensation. It's not B, evaporation, because evaporation is right here at A, and precipitation is the raindrops. So you know what it has to be. You got this. All right. It's been a pleasure. Stay safe. Love you. Stay well. Be good to each other.